Texting someone and then waiting for their reply even if they don't care. You see the signs, you see the distance, and somehow you keep hoping. Hey everyone and welcome to the Inner Mirror. Let's start. So why do we chase people who ignore us? In today's talk, we're gonna see what's really going in your mind, the attachment patterns, the brain's reward system, and how you can stop this chase for good. You reach out, they pull back, you try harder, and they stay distant. The research shows that chasing someone who is unavailable isn't just a bad luck. It's rooted in deeper psychological patterns. You might find yourself trying to win their attention by believing that if I am enough, they'll stay. But if you see logically, your heart knows that the person is unavailable. So why does it keep going? There's this attachment theory by John Bowlby and Mary Ainsworth, which says how childhood experiences shape how we connect. There are 4 types of characterized people under this attachment. One is secure attachment. These people are comfortable with both closeness and independence. They trust easily, communicate openly, and do not panic when the other person takes space. Why? Because as children, their needs were met consistently and they learned that love is safe and reliable. The second is anxious attachment. In this, people do crave closeness, but they fear abandonment. They overthink messages, feel anxious if their partner pulls away, and even try harder to earn their love. So these people as children might have received love inconsistently, sometimes warm, sometimes distant. Brain learned to cling just to feel safe. So the third is avoidant attachment. The ones under this fear intimacy and pull back when things start to get real. They often appear calm, independent, and emotionally detached, but deep within, they fear getting hurt. And they are usually grown up in an environment where expressing was not a good thing and was not valued. Now their brain equalizes closeness with danger. So this develops when a child has experienced both comfort and fear together in a same person. Like a parent who is loving one day and harsh the next day. So their brain is confused that is love safe? So if you grew up in an environment where love was inconsistent or conditional, you might equate love with instability. Basically, our dopamine spikes when we anticipate responses, not always when we receive them. This makes us crave the chase more than the relationship itself. You might think that maybe they'll reply today. The chemical addictiveness. This creates a loop. Unavailable person, you chase, you get a reward, you chase more. The research also shows that people readily often ignore the ones who like them and chase the ones who don't. Because the brain confuses so much, like if something is easy to gain, that is too familiar and not so valuable, and something that needs to be chased is very valuable. So our brain often goes behind people who are unavailable. How to check if it's your pattern? 1. Do you often pick an unavailable person? 2. Do you feel relief when someone ignores you because it confirms what you overthink? 3. Do you feel anxious when someone gets close to you? So this isn't about them, it's about your subconscious pattern, and you reclaim the power when you understand that this is a loop you're stuck in and this is the cycle that's been going on. How to break free from it? Step 1. Awareness. Know your attachment style and pattern. Step 2. Rewrite the reward loop. Invest in consistency. Choose people who show up. The brain learns from consistency. Step 3. Build self-worth outside the chase. Your value isn't based on someone's attention. Remember that. Step 4. Create safe experiences. Acknowledge when someone is reliable and confirm it to your brain. Step 5. Set boundaries. If someone is ignoring you repeatedly, that becomes a pattern, a data to your brain, not a question. And step 6. It's difficult. Invite help. Therapy, journaling, a friend you can rely on, or self-reflection. Chasing someone who ignores you isn't a proof of love. It's a proof that a wound needs healing. And the hardest part isn't letting them go. It's realizing you were worthy of someone who stayed all along. I want to end this with a nice quote that says, choose someone who makes you feel like rest, not rescue. If this spoke to you, don't forget to subscribe to the Inner Mirror. Let's heal together. Until the next one, bye-bye.